Greetings, Ian here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So if you've been following the channel in my last few videos, I have been following this rumor thread about a new box set from ROXY Music centered around their great sophomore effort, For Your Pleasure. Today, it's been announced for a November release, early November, the 6th of November, so just right around the corner. So you have two options here. You can get the 3 CD/1 DVD edition. That's going for about £100 on Super Deluxe Edition. Now, the important thing to know is that this is a virgin release, so UMR virgin, which means that it's not an exclusive to Super Deluxe Edition. I'm guessing that if you want to wait on this, it'll probably be on sale at some point, and it'll probably also be readily available from US vendors like Amazon and so on. So I would advise patience on this. Now, the other release is something that we do have to talk about, but I'm going to get to it in just a second. So what's included in the $100 box set version? Well, it looks like we get a really nice booklet, which is probably what's driving the cost of the box, if I'm being honest. But ROXY Music fans, I feel, are going to want that. It looks like they've unearthed some early demos that Brian Ferry made prior to the recording of the album. And if you look at the track listing here, so, okay, CD1, we have the For Your Pleasure album remastered, CD2 demos, rehearsals, and studio outtakes. So it looks like some demos here, some rehearsals here, more demos, and a selection of outtakes, including some songs that made it to the album, obviously. So alternative versions, I guess we should say. Now, disc 3, we have live sessions, singles, and instrumentals. We have some BBC stuff, some Peel sessions, plus the entire album available as an instrumental mix. On the DVD, we have TV and live performances. Old Grey Whistle Test is here. We have some Montreux, Switzerland concert footage. Music Laden 1973. It's a really nice set. Is it a value at that price? I don't know. I mean, we're talking about 3 CDs and a DVD set like it's 2010 again. And as I said, I feel like it's the packaging and the booklet that's really driving the cost. And I think they're also kind of taking advantage of the fact that a lot of this material hasn't been available before, especially disc 2. Now, I don't know how many of these Peel sessions have been available before and to what quality, but it's great to be here. Great that they're here. I'm also a bit of an obsessive when it comes to the band's early performances. So I'm glad that we have 14 videos on the DVD. Now, why did they choose DVD? I don't particularly understand that. It seems like DVD was, again, 20 years ago. I mean, Blu-ray has been around for 20 years. And the only thing I can think of is that the sources on these are probably not high definition to begin with. They're probably standard definition. So the thinking is that probably more people have DVDs, which is something I don't understand. Why would more people have DVD players in 2026? But hey, more power to you if you never upgraded to Blu-ray. But I don't personally understand that. So, but I'm guessing that this makes it more accessible for a wider audience. And also, like I said, these clips are probably standard definition TV clips, not high definition or 4K quality. So it's probably fine. But the price and then also the fact that it's a DVD is kind of my main sticking point. I want to remind you folks that if you are interested in surround mixes, that my colleague Jonathan Cornell and I have created an Atmos and 5.1 mix of the album that I produced, Refestramus's Morri's Rock Boutique. This is an art rock, progressive rock album. I would recommend it for fans of bands like Kansas, Styx, Procol Harum, Vandergraaf Generator, and indeed, it does feature Dave Jackson of Vandergraaf Generator on saxophone in one song. It's available exclusively as a download through immersiveaudioalbum.com. I will link that in the description, but time to move on to the rest of this announcement. So here's the other part of the announcement. And this is a rather strange decision, in my opinion, but they've decided to release the surround mix as its own SDE exclusive Blu-ray. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with how SDE works, how their business model works, Paul Sinclair will offer these pre-orders for usually just a couple of weeks. This pre-order ends on the 27th of the month. So August 27th is your last opportunity to grab this Blu-ray if you want it. But the way this works is if you don't grab it by the 27th, if you don't pre-order it, you're very unlikely to get it, because once they come in after November 6th, you're kind of left with whatever's left over. And generally, these releases do sell out at pre-order. So just a word of warning to you that if you're a multi-channel enthusiast like myself, and if you want the Blu-ray, you're going to have to act fast, like now, in order to get it. But it is available for 30 pounds, which comes out to about $55 after shipping to the United States. Generally, I would think that that's a little overpriced, and I do think that these SDE Blu-rays are a little overpriced, but I did have a chance to look at the extras on the SDE Blu-ray, and I think that this is actually really worth the money for once. I mean, I do think that SDE puts out fantastic product. It's just that once you throw in the import charges and the shipping costs, you're looking at paying like $60 a disc, which is, I mean, I'm willing to pay that for something that I really love, such as the For Your Pleasure album, or just ROXY music titles in general, Tears for Fears, that sort of thing. But I wouldn't necessarily take a chance on something I've never heard of for that price. So aside from that concern, let's take a look at what's included. So I find this very interesting. Here are the audio streams for the SDE exclusive Blu-ray. You get the album in Dolby Atmos mixed by Bob Clearmountain, plus a Dolby Atmos instrumental mix, also by Bob Clearmountain, as well as Bob's 2026 5.1 mix. Then you get Bob's 2026 stereo mix. Also included is a dedicated 5.1 mix from Steven Wilson, as well as the 1973 original stereo mix flat transfer, which I don't think was included in the box set. I think that the version of the album that we get in the box set is a new remaster, but I'll have to double check on that. So we also get the non-album single, and this is interesting because all of the previous ROXY Music and Bryan Ferry titles from SDE have not included any extras or singles mixed in surround. And that was a real bone of contention for me, especially with Avalon. And in addition to that, we also get the B-side of that single, The Pride and the Pain, remixed in 5.1 by Steven Wilson. It's interesting that Bob Clearmountain didn't include an Atmos mix of The Pride and the Pain, but you know, I'll take what I can get. I kind of like the idea that since the last ROXY Music box set was quite a long time ago, I like the idea that we're getting this Steven Wilson follow-up to that great mix that he did of the debut album. And I just think it's an interesting alternative. I like the idea that it invites comparison of the two approaches. Personally, I'm more excited for the Steven Wilson mix, even though generally I tend to gravitate toward Atmos over 5.1, simply because I think Steven's style is more adventurous and it's more suiting the early ROXY Music material than, say, Bob Clearmountain's mixes. But that being said, Bob Clearmountain is an absolute genius, and his ears belong in the Smithsonian, in my opinion. And I think he will do a wonderful job. So to me, it'll be interesting just to compare these two mixes. It's also not the first time this has happened, as there was a Simple Minds title on SDE that had a mix from Bob and Steven. So moving on, we also get an hour of unreleased outtakes and Peel sessions in stereo, all 48/24. So I took a look at the box set, and this is basically the last third of disc 2 with the first third of disc 3. So we get Beauty Queen studio outtake, Strictly Confidential studio outtake, Editions of You, The Bogus Man, Grey Lagoons, For Your Pleasure, the Eno tapes. All of those are at the end of disc 2 of the box set. Then we get a selection of BBC sessions and Peel sessions. So Grey Lagoons, BBC Paris Theatre, August 1972. Do the Strand, 73, Editions of You, 73, For Your Pleasure, 1973. Now, what's important to note is that on the box set, we get, I believe, In Every Dream Home, a Heartache from this session, which is maybe my favorite song on the album. And I don't understand why that's been left off of the Blu-ray. That's really frustrating, particularly if, like me, you're unsure if you want to spring for the box set, but you know for a fact that you want the immersive mixes. They're kind of setting this up in a way that if you want everything, you have to pay more. And in my opinion, this is one of those rare chances where I kind of wish the box set just had everything, so I could just buy it once. It does have a note here about the packaging. It comes packaged in the same hardcover media book packaging used for Roxy Music's Flesh and Blood and Avalon, and it ships with a free collectible SDE Surround Series slipcase. And the reminder that the pre-order is for a limited time only and closes at midnight on the 27th of August, 2026. I don't know about you folks, but I'm pretty excited for this announcement. For Your Pleasure is my favorite Roxy Music album. And as far as the immersive mixes go, this is the one that I've been most looking forward to. Again, my greatest criticisms are down to the price of the box set, the fact that it's a DVD and not a Blu-ray, and also the fact that the immersive mixes are not included in the box set. I kind of feel like if I were the producer of this box set, I would have had 3 CDs plus the DVD with the video content. If it's presented in standard definition, why not? Plus, I would have included the Blu-ray. That way, you can give consumers the choice. Do I want just the surround mix, and do I want to jump on this short pre-order window? Or would I rather, spend the money and get everything? Since I'm a super fan, I'm a big fan of this record. That's what I would prefer to do. Do I want to just spend all my money on one big set and have it all? I mean, personally, I think I would have preferred that approach. Or alternatively, I wished that, and I should say that I'm very happy that any extras were included on the SDE exclusive Blu-ray at all. But at the same time, I wish that there had been more. I wish that they would have gone to the trouble to include that Peel session of In Every Dream Home, a Heartache. And I wish they would have gone to the trouble to include the videos that are on the box set, just so that, I don't have to buy the box set. I can get everything as a box set on the disc. But I'm guessing that this strategy is meant to try to make everybody happy, and maybe it's going to make nobody happy. I don't know. But I think that that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to give a standalone option to people who just want the surround mixes, and they're trying to give a box set option to people who don't want the surround mixes. But I think it's a little unfair to those of us who want everything to make us buy 2 editions. So that's my major complaint. You'll have to let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. So are you going to buy the box set, or are you going to buy the SDE exclusive? Personally, I'm going to go for the SDE exclusive, because I feel like this box set is still going to be around in a year or so, and I'll be able to buy it at a discount, I'm guessing, before it sells out completely. So that's kind of where I'm leaning, but I'm interested in your thoughts. You have to let me know in the comments below if you intend to get it. Until then, it's been a lot of fun talking with you, and you're going to hear from me really, really soon. All right, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.